Hi, I'm Aaron, and today I'm going to make grilled barbecued turkey. So this year, instead of putting the whole bird in your oven, I'm going to break it down and we are going to put the pieces on the barbecue grill. But first, before I start working on the bird, I'm going to make a marinade. I have got approximately a half cup of homemade chicken stock that I'm starting with as my liquid. And I'm going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. I'm just going to keep it mixed up as I go here. I've got approximately 4 cloves of garlic that I've already minced up. I'm going to add that right in. Get that in. Mix it up. I have oregano that I've chopped very finely, straight from the garden. I've got some chives. Get them all in there. Fresh rosemary. Once again, really nice and fine chopped. I've got some Spanish paprika. This marinade's starting to come together pretty good. You want to make sure that you get all the pieces kind of broken up, make sure that there's no dry pieces left in there. Got some cracked pepper here, so I'm going to give a bunch of good cracked pepper. Now what I do is I open up my pepper grinder. There's a little adjustment wheel at the end here. I open it up so it allows for bigger chunks of pepper to come out instead of a fine grind. And I have some olive oil, about a tablespoon of olive oil in there. Then I'm going to get it all incorporated in there, nice and so it's thinner than a paste and thicker than water. And I'm going to set this off to the side for now. We will come back to that once we finish breaking down the turkey. Alright, so now you look at this turkey and you think to yourself, wow, that is a big bird. How the heck am I going to do this? First, start off with a very sharp chef knife. Be careful, it's sharp. You might cut yourself, but you do need a sharp knife or else you're not going to be able to make it through. What you're looking for is right down the middle here. There is the breastbone. So you can follow it all the way down the middle. So on one side of the breastbone, you've got one breast, or your white meat, and on the other side, you have the other breast, or the other white meat. So I'm going to cut off a little of this extra skin that's around the back here. Just going to put that off to the side for now. And you just keep following it through. So you may be thinking to yourself, why the heck are you doing this? So there's kind of a couple reasons why you want to do this. So that's one turkey breast. I'm going to put that off to the side. One of the reasons is it gives you access to the turkey carcass before you cook your turkey. What that allows me to do is I'm going to roast the turkey carcass and then I'm going to make stock out of it that allows for real turkey gravy. Where you're not worrying about the pan drippings, you have stock that you've made for 8 hours. It's going to be some of the best turkey gravy that you've ever had. Secondly, you can use some of that turkey stock in your stuffing or dressing, and it will make for a really good turkey stuffing. Okay, so now, moving along to the next portion, we've got the thigh, the dark meat. It's up at the front here. So what you want to do is come along the other side of the cavity. Use the tip of your knife and you can follow that bone. There's a bone that runs right along the bottom. You're going to be able to feel it as you go. Come up over top of it, there's a joint in there and we'll break through that in a minute. And come around the bottom. I'm going to do this on both sides. That way it's kind of the same spot, ready to go. So once again, I'm following around that carcass and coming around the backside. Now another reason you want to do this is you think about all those times that you've had really dry turkey. And you wonder, geez, how can I make my turkey more moist? Should I baste it more often? Should I stuff cubes of butter underneath the skin? So inject olive oil into it. The real answer is cooking time. It is the cooking time, the time in the oven, that is drying out your turkey. So the less time you cook the meat, the more juicy it's going to be. So that there is your thigh and your leg. So I've got one more here. So as you see, I came around the bottom. Now you can just pop it out of the joint right like that. One thing that you have to be mindful of is cross-contamination. This is poultry. You have to be careful. There's a lot of liquid. I started and I sanitized this whole area before I started, and as soon as I finish, I'm going to wash my hands very well. I'm going to sanitize the area, and I'm going to clean up all the liquid mess. Okay, so the last part I'm doing are the wings here. So I'm going to cut around that joint, and then once you got in there, you just snap it off. And there we go. Alright, so I'm going to stop here and sanitize this area, and then we'll come back and we'll marinate the turkey. So we are back after sanitizing this whole area. There was a lot of turkey juice, so we took some time and made sure we got it all cleaned up. I got a new cutting board, and now I'm going to break down the turkey just a little bit more. There is some pieces that I don't need, like this tip of the wing, so I'm going to cut that off. If I don't need it and there's bones in it, I might as well roast it and make it for my stock. So after I'm done here, I'm going to roast my stock. Sometimes it's easier just to grab it and snap that bone. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to break this in half too. Just because when it comes to cooking, it's going to be easier to cook it when they're in separate pieces. So I'm going to go through and do both of these. I'm also going to take the skin off of one of the breasts. I'm going to show you, because some people like to have skin on their turkey, and other people prefer the health benefits of white turkey meat with no skin. So I'm going to show you both ways of preparation so you can make up your own mind and decide how you would like to cook it. So, turkey wings. Now I'm going to do the same with the leg and thigh. So again, you just kind of follow that bone around. That was really easy. I'm going to take the skin off of this one. Most of the skin just pulls right off. So, alright, so that's good. And I'm going to leave the skin on the leg because it's a big hassle to get it off, and you really don't need to. And you never know, maybe Dad likes skin on his turkey leg. Alright, and the skin, it peels right off. Easier than taking skin off an orange. Once again, I have to stress the importance of food safety while you're dealing with your poultry. It is poultry, there's salmonella alive in it, so please be very careful and avoid all cross-contamination if possible, period. So, once again, easier than peeling an orange. There's your whole turkey breast. So I'm just putting the skin off to the side there. I got my 2 thighs, I got my 2 legs, I've got my 2 wings, I've got a turkey breast with skin, and a turkey breast that is skinless. So now, I'm just gonna pull this back here, and we're gonna go back to that marinade that we made earlier, and I'm gonna start liberally marinating, and I'm just gonna use my hands. You can really smell the garlic, and the rosemary's really coming through on that too. So, just get it all nice and in there. You know, that is a tenderloin, or they call that the tenderloin of the breast, so, you know, since a big open pocket, get it in there. It's on there. I'm going to do the other breast. Get inside, get outside, lots of marinade. It's going to be the flavor. I'm going to let this marinade for a full 24 hours before I cook it. And it may even be a few more hours than 24 hours, but let all those flavors kind of seep in there, get really nice and good. I'm going to roast the carcass and the wing tips for an hour at 350 degrees. And then I'm going to make stock with it. Now, if you don't roast your bones for at 350 degrees for an hour, your stock is not going to turn out right. It's going to be very weak. It's going to be clear. It's not going to give you the results that you expected. So, and that is one of the big benefits of deboning your turkey and marinating it ahead of time, is that you get to have the stock that you get to use for your holiday meal ahead of time, instead of having to wait till the last minute to use pan drippings. Okay, so there we go, marinated. That's a full turkey marinated. I've got the carcass that's all broken down right here. I'm just going to throw out this skin because we don't need it anymore, and I'm also going to break down or roast the wingtips. And we will come back tomorrow after we have this all started. I will get the barbecue hot and we can start cooking this off. So we've marinated the turkey for a full 24 hours. I've got my barbecue at 350 degrees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the pieces that I've left the bone in first. So that is the thigh pieces and the leg pieces. And I'm going to let that cook for a full 15 minutes before I put on the breasts. I've also got the giblets, the heart, the gizzard, and the liver, and I'm just going to cook here. Not everybody likes that, but I do like to eat it. So I'm going to turn down the flame underneath these pieces so I don't get any flare-ups, because turkey is a little bit greasy and will cause some flare-ups underneath it. I'm going to close the lid and let it cook. I'm going to check on it in probably about 5 minutes, give it a little turn, and then in about 15 minutes I'll bring out the breasts and put on the breast. So we've been about 15 minutes now on the grill. The reason that these pieces take a little bit longer is because they've got that bone running down the middle. Now these wings are a little bit smaller, so they don't take quite as long as the big thigh pieces and the legs do. So we can put those on at the same time as the breasts. And here are the breasts that we've been marinating overnight. So that's the first one. Pretty big pieces. And I'm going to put this one skin side up. That allows the juices from the skin to wick into the meat and add a little juiciness. Well, like I said yesterday, most of the juiciness you're going to find because of the lack of cooking time that you would have rather than putting it in an oven and letting it cook for 4 hours. We're only going to cook this for a half an hour to 45 minutes. So I'm going to close this now, and we're going to check back in about a half an hour and see how it's all looking. Well, it's been an hour, pretty close to an hour, 55 minutes. The thighs are done. The breast, this is the breast with the skin on it still, done perfectly. This is the breast without the skin on it. I mean, this is perfect done barbecued turkey. Takes under an hour after you start to cook it, and it's so delicious. I can't wait to eat some. So I'm going to leave you here, wish you a happy holiday if it's your holiday season, and thank you for watching.